to do with a reappropriation issue also.
Yes, Commissioners, we had a request from the Planning Commission for a reappropriation that in my judgment didn't meet the specific criteria in the board policy, but we've brought this to you. There are funds that we've left in the reappropriation account in the event that we find other items that are eligible, and what we would suggest is if you'd like to approve this request from the Planning Commission, that you would waive the policy and realign $100,000 from the reappropriation account to cover this study that the Planning Commission has underway.
I just have a question. I'm sure Mr. Hunter could probably answer it, but to go out to 2050, that's 42 years away. I mean, look at the telephone, how the telephone's changed, or look at how transportation's changed. I just wondering, how can you, I mean, it's great to have vision, and I think you've done a good job for the most part on the, is it the 2020 or 2025 plan? I commend you for that. But explain to me how you could actually go to 2050 with all the uncertainties, the changes, the automation, the things that happen between now and then, Mr. Hunter. Thank you.
Morning. Commissioners, I had not intended to speak, but to answer Commissioner Blair's question directly, we're going to, along with your staff and the staffs of the other three governments, adjacent counties, T-BARTA, MPOs, take our best shot at it. The concern is that road builders are looking at trying to reserve rights-of-way without a whole lot of input concerning land use. And what we're trying to do primarily is to bring land use and transportation together for you, so that, and this is not like a comprehensive plan, it won't be adopted, but it'll provide a better direction for you, I think, in the future as you look at future plan amendments. We certainly don't expect to have the crystal ball, but we're going to have, I hope, another example would be all of the executive directors of the various agencies that are involved in growth, involved in it. We're going to have stakeholders involved in it. You'll be involved in it. We'll have joint meeting of the four governments. It's our best shot, and that's all we can do.
And I'll have a vision like that, and it's great to have vision. I mean, you can look at the television, look at all the things that change. I mean, at that time you could have hover cars. I mean, you could have all different types of things. So I don't mind supporting the issue, but I certainly would not support anything that's concrete, and,
no, it won't.
And you're not going to bring that to us, something that's concrete.
For adoption.
For adoption for 2050.
It'll be a guide, and over the years it should change, maybe 5 years from now, but your law is your comprehensive plan.
Sure.
The vision will not be law. It's not our intention for it to be law. It's for you to be looked at and essentially said, this is going to be a guide.
Okay.
Thank you for your
facing reality. We're just arguing with the school system about how to build off-site because we don't have money anymore. We're sitting here with a request to plan out 42 years on a document, in my opinion, and I've been around here a little while, that's going to draw dust, in my opinion, in 6 months after completion because of the involvement of our state of governance is greatly changing, greatly. And to do this is the poorest timing of this to be on our agenda today that it could ever be. I would support rolling this over to have full discussion of this during our next budget cycle, where it would be competing with all of our other interests at the time. But at this time, I can't imagine that we're going to dip into our reserves to try to fund this in this manner. I can't support this knowing what's lying ahead. And we're sitting here with blinders on if we don't realize these actions that we're taking on things like this are in my opinion, irresponsible.
Commissioner Fleta.
A plan together and focus more on the 2025 plan so we can get things rolling. I mean, we just approved another $500 million for transportation. We've got to somehow get that rolling, fast-tracked, and try to help foster the economy as much as we can by moving all of our capital projects forward, in my opinion. But I'd love to just sit down and hear why to justify the $100,000, at this time. And again, I'm not saying no at all. I just would like to, take 20 minutes with you.
Perhaps I will if the substitute motion goes forward in the future, but so right now I'm not going to support it.
Knowing what our next future year would hold for finances, and that after the January 29th vote, we will be more on a solid basis on where our direction will be, and I will move that we attempt to bring this back in our March agendas, and I agree with the planning.
To come back with a plan that isn't going to collect dust, that isn't going to fill up the History Center, and look at it and say, okay, now we've got something we can spend our money on. Now we've got something that we can say we've got a plan and a vision. And I think there's a motion, if I could amend that to request that the board direct me to work and whatever, I don't know what the capacity is.
I'll amend my motion to make you the point guy to work with.
Thank you.
Revisit what our vision might be. And that's why I was talking about short-term, long-term. And I think all this rhetoric is cute about the museum and filling the museum in with all these studies. But this is something that is not of benefit to the Planning Commission. It is benefit to us in terms of what we want to do, coordinating, again, land use with some of the transportation dollars, the many dollars that we've approved. So we want to get the right product out of that. And I'm absolutely convinced that we need to do this. Tongue-in-cheek, Mr. Hunter, nothing personal to you, but I think we would be the beneficiaries if this went forward. Obviously, you can count the votes, and it's not going to, but I kind of think that the Planning Commission is being treated as a red-haired stepchild. But
2 comments, Commissioner Sharp, then Commissioner Norman.
I'm not going to rehash the financing arguments. I disagree with the motion we're about to pass. I think we need to move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter, very much.
Substitute motion carried 5-2. Commissioners Valito and Sharp voted no.